walking out, and they'd be, it's like one girl, she was holding her stomach, and I was just like, oh my god, like I felt like I was all over the place. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, y'all. I gotta figure out a name to call y'all. I gotta stop calling y'all guys, because some of y'all guys and some of y'all girls. So yeah, I'm gonna find out a name. Y'all comment down below what y'all want me to call y'all. Don't mind my pink eye, y'all. I don't know what happened. A few minutes ago, my eye was itching, and I was just scratching and scratching and scratching, and this happened. So yeah, guys, today's story is about my abortion story, y'all. So don't get me wrong, I had an abortion back in 2018, y'all. At the time, but before now, I was really emotional about the situation. I've grieved through it, so don't think oh she's jolly and decided she had an abortion. No, it's nothing like that at all. It's just that this happened back in 2018, and I have grieved since then. The beginning process for me of this whole thing I went through, it was really bad. So I thank God every day that he brought me through the situation. I blamed myself for a long time for it, and it was just a lot that went on, y'all. So I'm just letting you know, I was very sad about it in the beginning. I don't get emotional as I usually did in the beginning, because I accepted it and I moved on with life. And not saying the baby was forgotten about it, anything. I still just don't think that I'm trying to be harsh when I show incitement. So this back when I was, my eye is itching like crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's happened to my eye, but it's itching. Okay, so this is back in 2017, y'all. No, yeah, so 2017 of November, I got pregnant, y'all. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until December of 2017. So I got pregnant back in November, but I didn't find out I was pregnant until December of 2017. So I was waiting for my cycle to come around, and it just would not come when I come. So I asked my mama, I said, Mom, is it normal for, your cycle to be late? Maybe because I thought maybe it was getting cold and the months were changing or whatever. Mind y'all, this is like the first time I had not used protection. Me and Mike always used to use protection, but now we don't, because I'm on birth control. But back then, when we first started, having intimate things going on, we did use protection. But that was my first time not using my first slip up. We just didn't use it. So yeah, I found out I was pregnant in December. I asked my mom about, is it normal for a period to be late due to the fact that it was starting to get a little cold? And she said, well, no, it may do that, it may not do it. So I kind of felt like she kind of knew why I asked that. So for Christmas that year, my granddad had gave me some money for Christmas, and I hopped in my car one day and I went to CVS and I got a pregnancy test. I got home, y'all. It was my first time taking a pregnancy test ever. So if I remember right, I think I peed on the pregnancy test. I peed on it, and I let it sit there for 3 minutes, and I looked and the test was positive. I do have a picture of my positive pregnancy test. I will put a picture in here so yeah, that was my positive pregnancy test. And I called my cousin Tiara, and I was crying to her saying I was pregnant. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to tell my parents or everything. So she's like, well, just tell your mom, go ahead and get it over with, and tell your mom the way you can get over with. She's gonna be mad at you or whatnot. So y'all, I tell my mom that night. So this is like 5 o'clock midday. So I tell her about 9 o'clock at night on her way home from work. I'm like, Mom, I'm pregnant. I don't know how this happened. At first I did lie, y'all. I did tell my mom that I was using protection with Mike, but knowing that time I didn't use protection. So also I skipped a little part. Right before I took a pregnancy test, like maybe like 5 days before Christmas, me and Mike had got into a big argument, y'all, and I puked. So that's my cousin who I called already knew I had to be pregnant, because the way I puked when me and Mike got into an argument. I was yelling so bad we got into an argument. Yeah, so back to I told my mom, and she was just saying, no way you use protection, you wouldn't be pregnant if you use protection, da da da. So I didn't tell my dad. My mom got home and she talked to me, and she explained it. She said, like, what are you going to do now? You're 17, you're still in school, like, what are you going to do? So I'm like, I don't know, Mom, I have to figure out something. So when my dad gets home that night, my mom and my dad hop in the car, and they leave for like 32 minutes to an hour, y'all. So she told my dad what happened. And I was pregnant, and basically what was going on. They came back, y'all, about an hour and 30 minutes later. Excuse me, they came back about an hour and 30 minutes later, And my dad told me to call Mike over. So at the time, Mike didn't have his own car. Mike was riding his mama's car. So his mom like, oh, why are you leaving so late at night? And he's like, Mom, I really have to go to a Daja house. Her dad won't speak to me. Mind y'all, I did tell Mike when he got there. So the whole day, Mike didn't know I was pregnant. The whole day, Mike was last person I was pregnant. So Mike gets there, my dad tells Mike that I'm pregnant. And I'm crying because my dad and I feel like my parents, you know, they were disappointed in me. I was so yes, guys. My parents feel like I didn't have a chance to live yet, and that was just my parents thought of feeling. Everybody's parents are different. That was just mine. So they tell Mike that I had to have an abortion because they feel like I didn't have a chance to live, and they feel like I was so young, and they feel my parents kind of felt like it wasn't my choice. Now, that was just their belief. It was my choice to get pregnant by Michael. That was my choice. I slept with him unprotected. I knew it can happen. So that was December like 18th when we finally made that decision. So this January 18th we finally had the abortion. So guys, we get up that morning and we head to the abortion clinic, y'all. So when I'm in the car, I'm just thinking like, wow, this is really about to happen. And don't get me wrong, guys, I don't want people to say in the comments, oh, I feel like your parents didn't give you a choice. My parents just tried to make the best decision for their child. Everybody in the world, parents make best decisions for their children. So, I get to the abortion clinic, y'all, I'm there for like 6 hours. Literally, I'm there for like 6 hours straight. So, and I feel like they leave you there for so long to think about it, a long time, because when you first get in there, you sign a bunch of paperwork. Then they take you to the back and they see how far along you are. I was only 6 weeks. So then, after that, you sit in this room by yourself for almost 2 hours and you just think. Then they pull you into a room with a therapist and she asks you questions like, do you want to have an abortion? If you were to keep the baby, would you give it to adoption? Just like questions trying to see where your head is, trying to see if you were forced to do this. Then you sit you back into another waiting room, and while you're in there, y'all, you can hear, but you can see people walking out after their abortion. Some people had medical abortions, some people had the pill abortions. Like the medical abortions, like when they actually go up in you and they do like a real procedure abortion. So you see people walking out and they be, it's like one girl, she was holding her stomach and I was just like, oh my god, like I felt like I was all over the place. So they finally called me back there and they gave me 2 pills to take. And I took the 2 pills. My second pill I almost vomited up, but they gave me an alcohol pack to smell, so I went vomited up. For some reason, the second pill makes you vomit. So they start telling me to get a bunch of pads, Midol oil, medicine. They just start naming stuff to help you keep you out of pain. So on my way home, y'all, I'm just like smelling the alcohol pack because the whole time I feel like I had to do nothing but vomit. Finally, by the time I got home and used the bathroom, yeah, I was already bleeding. It was like light bleeding though. I wasn't bleeding heavy, I was light bleeding. And so I washed up, showered, put a pad on, and I put a puppy pad down on the couch because I was sleeping downstairs while the abortion was happening because I didn't want to have to travel up and down the stairs because it was like really painful. So my mom padded me up. She got me a heating pad. She padded herself up, made like a nice comfortable couch for me. And about 2 hours later, y'all, it just like I'm flooding. It just like nothing. It was like, y'all, it's like a very, very extremely heavy, messy period. You know, I felt like I was just so sad. I was crying all the time. For some reason I craved cereal really hard. So after work, Mike will come and bring me cereal. It was just like a really like sad time. Like, yo, I was just bleeding for days. Like when I say you bleed, y'all, you bleed, and you bleed blood clots. I didn't bleed as many blood clots because I was only 6 weeks pregnant, so it wasn't that much of a blood clot to bleed. But y'all, you do bleed a lot. So you bleed. So I bled up to like 6 weeks, y'all. I bled for a long time, and so you go back in 6 weeks. So you go back in like a month and 2 weeks, and I went back, y'all. I had to take another abortion pill because it was an incomplete abortion. How, I don't know, because they said there's still pieces left. I don't know what parts, I didn't ask. They said it was pieces left, so I had to take another abortion pill. Well, this time it wasn't as bad. I could wear like pads and stuff, and I could go out and stuff because it was only just a little piece left. So when I went back for my checkup, all they did was gave me another ultrasound, and I did a whole nother waiting process, and I took another abortion pill. So that's how that process went after I had an incomplete abortion. So I wouldn't really consider that an incomplete abortion because the baby was gone. It was like pieces of it still there. So after I got that, I bled for like maybe like 3 more weeks. So a total of what, 6 7 like 9 or 10 weeks, and I was done bleeding. And then I immediately got on birth control after my abortion was completed. So my experience, I would never go through that again. Me personally, it just wasn't what should have been done. I mean, I know my parents should have made the best decision for me, but I can't change the past. The baby would have been born August 15th of 2020. Y'all, my birthday is August 3rd of 2001, so we would have been right behind each other as far as birthdays. Yeah, baby would have been born August 15th, and yeah, as far as my experience, y'all, it was the worst experience I ever had. Like, I would never, ever, ever, ever go through that again, because it was the worst experience I ever experienced in my life. And that's just thinking about having an abortion. I think you should make the choice that you want to make. You shouldn't let anybody else make that decision for you. That's just my story, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, y'all. And I hope you enjoyed pictures that came out and everything. And yeah, and I would say if you are a person who had an abortion and needs someone to speak to and want to know my grieving process, which is my grieving process was praying, y'all. I prayed. Just comment down below. You can DM me. We'll pray together. We'll talk about it. I'll tell you different things I did. And yeah, we'll just work through. Bye, guys. Thanks for watching.